means they're going.
Do you know what? It sticks around because I think that's the last time you and I were both on a racetrack at the same time.
I thought you were going to say that's the last time you and I were friends, which also would have been accurate. But here we go then for the lightweight cadet C-final. They are making their way out onto the track and we'll be getting going shortly. Once again, Rhys Cranstoun and George Glossop. Front to this one.
Indeed, sorry. Bear this in mind, of course, that Rhys worked his way right up the order last time. So you would expect, based on the pace he had in qualifying, that he would be your natural candidate to be odds-on for the win. But that is its own form of pressure. To go, I've got to get this win. Something went wrong. I got excluded from my qualifying group as they go through the cut through there on the forming up lap. So you'd expect Rhys to take this one, as I say, but there are no guarantees in motorsport. There are certainly no guarantees in Club 100 karting. So how's this one going to go? And of course, even if that's correct, who gets that second promotion spot? George Glossop is sat in that position at the moment in the 54 car. Bear in mind as well how good a start we've seen from second on the grid here as well throughout today. It is on the natural racing line, which gives an interesting balance between pole and second place. Away we go then. Rhys Cranstoun leads them away into Club Corner. And it's a good start through turn number one. I can see that Ardit Roy Chowdhury and Ryan Roy Chowdhury are definitely challenging George Glossop there as they come up the hill. Rhys Cranstoun will come up through Spoon Corner. He's still got the better of everyone at the moment as they peel through the top of Spoon for the first time. He is under pressure there from Ardit Roy Chowdhury, who's managed to get himself past George Glossop into second place. And George Glossop hanging on for third, though. Against, that's a fast-starting Layla Fitzgerald in the 98, who's challenging for third place now. She's got good momentum there. She's going to try and hang it round the outside into compression and challenge. And there she goes, the 98 up into third place. That was a beautifully judged move there from Layla Fitzgerald. And it's put George Glossop under pressure as well because he's also lost out. I think that might be to Joey Mims. We'll double check as they come across the line. Rhys Cranstoun leads. Ardit Roy Chowdhury in second. Layla Fitzgerald with a nice move down through compression. Up into third. It was Oscar Blakeman, who got by. And Harry Duggan and Ryan Roy Chowdhury also got by on George Glossop there. So that move for George was quite costly because it just upset his momentum all the way down the hill. But it was perfectly firm but fair bit of racing there from Fitzgerald. So it's Rhys Cranstoun. Ardit Roy Chowdhury's got the better of Cranstoun in the first sector of this lap. It's Ardit Roy Chowdhury up to the lead of this race. Rhys Cranstoun in second and Layla Fitzgerald in third. And that's your breakaway group of three in the early phases of this one.
Yeah, absolutely frantic start, but a really good move from Layla Fitzgerald to complete a fantastic first lap for her. Now she looks to the inside of Rhys Cranstoun, who's been challenged, quite rightfully she said, by Ardit Roy Chowdhury up the hill on that lap too. But Cranstoun to the inside. This time he's going to lead up the hill, and Fitzgerald's going to go through as well, possibly even do the both of them.
And Rhys is going to cut across there just to try and close the door. I thought that was I was worried then we were going to see contact, but Fitzgerald judged it well and just sort of went, okay, I'll slot into the slipstream for now. But that was a good moment for both of them. Cranstoun to the lead, Fitzgerald in second, as that is Logan Nichols battling away. I think that might have been Harry Duggan coming back at him. Indeed it was in the 42, still battling away as Joey Mims becomes involved as well in the number 26. And Joey Mims has got by. You can see the 26 now ahead of the 42 of Harry Duggan. So that's Mims up to at least 7th place off the back of that.
Looks to me like our front three has become a front four. I think Oscar Blakeman has joined the party. Yep, there's visual evidence of that. Blakeman, fastest lap on that last lap, which is how he got into contention. And now Fitzgerald goes up the hill, up the inside, and looks to take the race lead.
Absolutely, she's going to have the inside up through Spoon Corner. She's alongside there, 3 wide round Spoon as Roy Chowdhury tries to make it 3 wide, but there isn't quite the room. And Layla Fitzgerald to the head of the field, ahead of Rhys Cranstoun in another bold move there for the driver of the number 98. Well, I was wrong, wasn't I, to say, well, Rhys is odds on because of the way that he worked his way up through the field. He is being challenged here aplenty, and that is Layla Fitzgerald to the lead of the race. Rhys Cranstoun now in second, Ardit Roy Chowdhury in third, and Oscar Blakeman, as you observed correctly, coming onto this lap, Jacob, working his way onto the back of this really nicely with some good pace. As they're coming through the last sector now, that was a slightly different line between Fitzgerald and Cranston through the last sector. Is that going to give Reece Cranston an opportunity to fight back? Behind them is this frenetic battle currently being led by Ryan Roy Chowdhury, Logan Nichols, George Glossop, Tom Justice, Joey Mims, all part of it, as there's a new fastest lap of the race for Hashim Anwar. Is there a challenge over the rise between the top two, as we're looking at Ryan Roy Chowdhury and Logan Nichols doing battle? Logan Nichols trying to go around the outside in the 88. He's going to be run out of road, surely. No, he's able to keep his nose in there. He had enough of his cart alongside. He's going to have the inside line for Carousel, but that's where the chop comes. And that's made it very difficult for him to complete that move. But he's still, in the end, got by in that 88 on Ryan Roy Chowdhury. As they come down.
The lead, Howard, just keeping an eye on that out the window. But this battle looking significantly more choppy than the one at the front. Although there is a change for the lead. It must have been on the last corner, as just out of my eyesight, as Reece Cranston regains that lead. Although Layla is all over the back of his cart going up the hill this time. We will see who comes out on top as Layla goes to the outside for the right-hander. Roy Chowdhury and Blakeman having a look at this, as to the inside is the 54 of George Glossop, trying to recover. Started in second place this time. He's battling now with Ryan Roy Chowdhury, who started in fourth.
Yeah, it's been a tough race for George. I think it's been difficult to find a rhythm because there's been so many challenges around him. But hopefully he can gather up a bit of pace there. We're just coming through shot was Harley Whitmore in the 71, who I think there's a lot of support coming through online. That's Bruno Bonato doing a very good, courteous thing there and just getting out of the way to allow the drivers to come through. Change for second place, though, as Ardit Roy Chowdhury now shows in second place. But they're all changing as they go up the hill. There they are. Reece Cranston once again under pressure. Layla's got back ahead of Ardit there.
Oscar Blakeman just struggling to stay with this front three, as well as Layla looks to challenge for the lead at the top of the hill. They come through Carousel now. Hand signal from Layla, not quite sure what she was getting at there, but fastest lap to Roy Chowdhury, who's now in third place. Reece Cranston, whom we had down as the favourite, he was nearly 2 seconds a lap quicker than these guys in qualifying, but Fitzgerald, Roy Chowdhury certainly have found the pace to challenge here. It's anyone's game going into the last 4.5 minutes.
Yeah, indeed, still plenty of time for these drivers to contest these positions on the clock. On to lap number 8 then. Fastest lap of the race from Layla Fitzgerald. And we know that she's been strong in this part of the lap. She's been really strong on this straight. In the slipstream, they've got to be careful, though, as they're trying different lines and selling dummies and responding to these different lines. There was a little bit of a tap there between the two of them, and you don't want it to come to tears at such high speeds there.
Reece Cranston seemingly gesturing to Layla that they need to work together. I'm not sure Layla wants to. I think she wants the race win, Howard.
Oh, she definitely wants that. There is an argument, I suppose, for that to work together for a little bit, because there is that time on the clock. But, yeah, it's a difficult one, because she has so much pace up that straight. I don't know if it's a strong run through paddock and club that she does or what, but she clearly feels she has the overspeed at that part of the lap. I mean, yeah, she could bump draft Reece and they could build up a bit of a gap. And in a way, there's the reason why there's a particular argument for that is, of course, the top two will get the promotion spots. So that would be the argument, is let's separate ourselves off and then we can have a little battle towards the end. But it's a tough one, isn't it? If you've got the speed, you've got the speed. She clearly feels like she does in that part of the lap. This is a different line, though, coming out of the corner. She's got the late apex there. She's going to be on the outside, though, for Carousel. That's going to be a tough move. Unless Reece has it. Oh, there's a spin. Spin for Layla Fitzgerald. Ah, goodness me. And it was just, there was a bit of contact. There was the lightest tap, though, and it just sent the cart round. I don't get any impression, not my call to make, but I don't get any impression that, Reece was just driving his line there. A little bit defensive, but that's disappointing for Layla there. And out of the promotion spots, it promotes Ardit Roy Chowdhury provisionally into that spot. But yeah, that's your heart goes out to Fitzgerald there, because that was just the lightest touch right on the limit, and round the cart went.
She'd driven a fantastic race up until that point as well. We mentioned her on the first lap. She held the lead briefly earlier on, but now it's Reece Cranstoun who's got over a second lead to Roy Chowdhury, which is the biggest gap we've seen at the front of this one. Roy Chowdhury looking to keep in touch and get into the B final, which is coming up shortly. Oscar Blakeman was just about staying in touch with that pack, but he's a further second and a half behind Roy Chowdhury as we cut back to the 99.
That's Anwar challenging for 7th place. Hashim Anwar in the 99, on the tail of Ryan Roy Chowdhury in the 47 in 7th place.
We're looking at only a couple more laps. You see a little bit of shrimping down the start-finish straight there, just ahead of the pair we're following. And up the hill they go then. This is
Logan Nichols challenging George Glossop there for 5th place, is who's coming into shot. There they are. The 54 versus the 88. 54 goes a bit defensive there at the top of the hill, but it seems to have worked just to deter the move for now. And actually, that's Nichols having a bit of a bad run towards Carousel. So what was a closely run battle just spreads out a little bit again. Behind them, there's quite a battle going on. There it is. Ryan Roy Chowdhury. That's the one we saw a lap ago between him and Hashim Anwar. Joey Mims as well in that battle, as is Harry Duggan and Harley Whitmore as well.
So we'll have the last lap board out for this one. Reece Cranstoun is now 2.5 seconds. He's really built a gap over the last 2 laps, taking a second out of Roy Chowdhury there. Roy Chowdhury still got a second and a half or more back to Oscar Blakeman. So it looks like those two will be the two making their way up into the B final shortly. Tom Justice now in 4th, George Glossop in 5th still, with Logan Nichols for company in 6th. We look to pick up our leader at some point. There he is. Reece, you can see the gap now back to Ardit is too sizable to be surmounted in a couple of corners, and round paddock comes Reece Cranstoun. He wins the C final today at GYG. 2nd place to Adit Chowdhury, who's very happy with that. Oscar Blakeman has been pipped at the line by Tom Justice for 3rd. George Glossop does bring home 5th with Logan Nichols 6th. 7th was Hashim Anwar. Joey Mims finishes in 8th. Ryan Roy Chowdhury in 9th. Harry Duggan is the last of the top 10. The car number 42 coming home just ahead of Harley Whitmore, Bubba Peters and Layla Fitzgerald, who had that spin in.
Absolutely, very close there in the mid-pack. 7th through 11th, separated by less than a second. Always good to see close racing in the cadets. Coming up next then on your